Don?
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to call the Physical Services Committee meeting to order. Will you please call the roll?
Counselor Myers.
Here.
Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Enright.
Here.
Counselor Barlow.
Here.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of May 19th, 2014?
So moved. Second.
Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll move on to new business. Under authorization, Don Matat, Oswego City County Youth Activities Coordinator, requests authorization to continue the Springboard mural project along the Riverwalk. Don states they have received support from local and private corporations sponsored and through financial and product support for this year's project. Drawings are available for viewing in the mayor's receptions office. Mrs. Matat, the floor is yours.
Thank you. This year we actually have 40 young people who have submitted murals, totaling 46 murals. It was like twice as many as last year. 24 of them were actually new to the mural project this year. First time. So we actually have two of them that are here today.
If those young children would like to stand up, I'd like to applaud you. It's a great job. It's great that you guys are doing this, and I know I appreciate it. I believe that the rest of the gentlemen up here probably do also. Thank you guys. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Is there any comments, concerns?
I'd make a motion.
Oh, Councilor Capwitz?
Dawn, just a question. Any damage to the existing murals down there? How are they holding up as far as the graffiti
Apparently,
board?
I heard that we got two, well, in between two of them that got tagged, and then one of them did. So we'll repair them like we did last year.
Okay,
Keep going.
great, thank you.
Councilor Van Buren?
Just want to thank Dawn and the Youth Bureau for the great work they've been doing. There's, a whole bunch of projects that have come down, slate from these guys, and that office has been tremendous in bringing new ideas to the city and stuff that benefits the youth, and I just really appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing.
Thank you. Any other concerns? Questions? Seeing none?
Make a motion again. Second.
Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Item number 2, Tony Leota, City Engineer, requests use of public space on behalf of Thomas Kells, owner of a one-use small building at 21 Mitchell Street, located in the 2nd Ward, for a proposed 20-foot by 51-foot for a 6-car parking area on existing asphalt pavement between the sidewalk and the right-of-way fronting Mitchell Street. This building is in my ward. Mr. Kells took over the old number 2 school and has done a fabulous job on this place. And all he's going to do is improve the parking that's already there. Mr. Kells, I see you're here. If you want to say anything, that's up to you. If not, okay. Any other concerns, questions?
I'd make a motion to move that. I'll second.
Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Item number 3, Tony Leota, City Engineer, requests use of public space on behalf of Julia Stanka, owner of a single-family dwelling at 26 East 6th Street, located in the 2nd Ward, to install a fence 14-foot by 4-foot high fence between the sidewalk and property line fronting East 6th Street. This is also in my ward. She and her neighbor, I believe, don't get along that well, and she's found it time to separate it, which I think it's a good idea, and I think it'll also look good in her property. It doesn't interfere with any walkway or pathway, so I'm definitely in support of this. Is there any questions, concerns? Seeing none?
Counselor?
Oh, Councilor Capwitz.
I just wish we'd all get along, because I'll tell you, I'm just gonna say this, and I don't think there's a counselor up here that doesn't get involved in neighbor disputes. And everybody thinks that the city of Oswego is gonna solve every neighbor dispute one way, somehow, it's one of those thankless parts of the job, and can you all just get along? That's the point.
Thank you, Councilor.
Yeah.
All right, now is there any concerns or questions? Seeing none?
Make a motion.
Oops. That's a question you'd have to ask engineer, ma'am. I'll have you go see engineering first.
The former, and by the way, it's retired city engineer Tony Leota, so officially retired.
Officially retired. Okay, I got a motion by Councilor Barlow,
Second.
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Okay, I have received 3 add-ons for physical services. The first one we'll do is a request from Ann Becker. Okay, Ann Becker, owner of Taste the World at Canal Commons. She wants permission to close West First Street between West Oneida Street and West Bridge Street on Sunday afternoons from June 15th to August 31st, 2014, for a social gathering called Mugs and Motors. Mrs. Becker, if you would state your name and your address and let us know what you're looking to do.
Sure. Okay, my name is Ann Beck. Well, first let me apologize. I just returned from emergency dental, so if I slur. My name is Ann Becker, and I'm owner of Taste the World Specialty Food and Coffee in Canal Commons. And I'm constantly working with other local business owners and trying to find a way to help rejuvenate the downtown area and how to bring more business into the area. And so my father, being a great car enthusiast that he was, instilled that love into me. And I thought it would be nice to use the downtown area on West First Street, where the same area where Farmers Market is, to host a social gathering of car enthusiasts on Sunday afternoons. Currently, that block, the west side of it, every single business on that side is closed on Sundays except Wayne Drug Stores, and they close at 1 p.m. They were concerned that they didn't want this car show to infringe on their customers being able to come in and out. That's why we chose to start them with 1, because they close at 1. The other side of the street, I did turn into you folks. I had gone around to see pretty much most of all of the business owners that I could find there, and got signatures of everybody who felt that this event would not negatively impact their business. So what this would be basically is just a very informal social gathering of anybody with any kind of cars, new and old. They want to come down and just park them and just hang out for a few hours and visit. I do plan to bring in some local entertainers for some music and maybe some artists to work on doing some sidewalk chalk art designs during the event, so that there's lots of things going on. The whole reason is to come downtown, bring people downtown on Sundays, when typically that area is like a ghost town. So the Chamber of Commerce, and I do have a letter here to add on to that if you like it, is the Chamber of Commerce is helping to co-sponsor with me, and they're providing insurance coverage under their blanket rider that they already have. So here's 6 copies of it for you.
Thank you.
They, in addition, as this car show kind of grows in popularity, they're also hoping to be able to sort of jump on board with it as well, and maybe have like a little bit of a flea market area or antique show on the Civic Plaza Street. So for right now, my main request is to allow for you folks to allow permission for the street to be closed, so that we can have people wander in and amongst the cars in the street. And I'd also additionally, since this is to benefit all of downtown and not just me personally, I'm requesting for the fee to be waived for the street closure itself,
For the barricades.
for the barricade. I mean, we're certainly willing. I'm going to have a lot of volunteers working with me. If it's an issue about putting the barricades up,
It goes beyond that, man.
yeah, so,
Uh,
you know.
I, for one, think it's a great idea. I think it's just another day here in the city where people can go to enjoy something. I think we need more of that, more outside-the-box thinking. I know I'll support that. I just think it's a great thing for everybody.
I did list, the intent is, for this is the kickoff to be on Father's Day. So what great, better thing to do with your dad than bring him out to look at cars. I did list the dates just through the summer. I do have the intention that if this is well received by the community and by car enthusiasts and people coming in, if the weather stays nice into the fall, there is the possibility that we might request an extension.
At that point in time, we could always amend this.
Right.
Thank you. Is there any questions?
Yes, Mike.
Councilor Walker?
Thank you. This is for the commissioner. If you put barricades down there, can they put them up themselves and take them down themselves? Traffic, oh, sorry. They have to put them up, so there will have to be a fee because we pay our employees overtime, right? On Sundays.
What would be the, what is the price currently? 150 a day?
Yeah, that's, I mean, I do have sponsors or business sponsors to help pay for the music and entertainment. It would be hard, I think, to get,
Well,
you know,
there's quite a few
for other
dates.
kind of extra money.
Through the chair here.
Counselor Walker.
How do you do it for farmer's market? Okay. Can we make this a city sponsored event?
Counselor Van Buren?
Sorry, I believe that we just had to kind of get opinion from council on the liability issue of that, but I think it's a good idea, it's a good track to head down. Right, if we became a sponsor of the event and that gave us the ability to waive the fee for the street closure, do we incur any liability, or is there a hold harmless that they could sign, or something like that, that we could, kind of provide to them so we can make that a route to take?
No, mud the puppy.
So in other words, no burnouts, no stuff like that, I mean, because that,
Yeah, that
you know,
happens to
no
cars.
burnouts or, you know, yeah. Ms. Vanous?
Wayne, yeah, Wayne's big issue was they wanted to make sure that, because they have a delivery truck that they load, and that, but when they close at 1, the delivery truck leaves at 1. So they just wanted to make sure that the street was not gonna be closed down any earlier than 1 o'clock. Um, so so I started at 1, and I figured we'll close the street at 1, you know, we don't need to close it earlier, there's no reason to. Um, so we would go 1 to 4. The only other business that expressed a little bit of reservation about it was Port City Cafe, only in the respect that it would require them kind of, if they chose to stay open an extra hour. They currently close at 3. So they weren't incredibly thrilled with staying open till 4, but
They
I'm
don't
not
have to.
sure how she'll feel once it gets going.
They don't have to.
Other than that, every other business on the street is either closed or is excited about the potential of bringing in more customers on Sunday. So, and I did hand them, a letter. I was on to all the businesses, and they pretty much all the people signed. The only business I really haven't been able to speak with is the Global Buffet, only because every time I go there, the person I need to speak to is not there. So I don't even really know who it is, but I can't seem to locate them, so.
Guys, input, what do you guys want to do? Counselor Walker?
Thank you. I see you're gonna go through the chamber, right?
They're
They're on
gonna
board?
kind of co-sponsor, and their insurance, they already have, it's the same insurance for farmer's market, and they'll just be able to extend it because it's like an umbrella blanket.
Umbrella, that's what I was looking at, you know, that's a city almost event, so I was thinking maybe we could hopefully get some input, waive the fees for that.
You guys go with that?
I think it's a good idea. You guys remember Sweet Inspirations up in Fulton, what that turned out to be. I think this is what we all have been talking about, is getting, trying to get more and more business downtown to keep the life and keep it building, so I think it's a great idea.
Is there anyone else that has any input? Yes, ma'am, state your name and your address, please.
My name's Pamela Dowd, 94 Lake Street. Are your volunteers going to clean up after the event and keep?
Yeah. We'll make sure, that's one thing I'm particular about, we'll make sure that everything's cleaned up.
Any other concerns? Counselor Capelitz? No, I'm having a bad time.
Yeah, this is a great idea, and the only
getting this right? Everybody here is on board with making it a city, also co-sponsored?
Yep.
City co-sponsored? Okay, so we'll add that into the resolution, that the city will be a co-sponsor?
I do have a question though,
Yes,
about,
ma'am.
like he was saying, have the city listed as a co-sponsor. Now, the city already has a copy of that for the other events that the chamber does. Does this just need to be another one included?
I would, yes, just so it's, separate from all the other events.
Okay.
Correct, Mr. Reynolds?
Right, the chamber looked it up and they knew just that this kind of will be universal for any event that the chamber participation with the city that is covered. So, okay,
I'll leave that on you to get it with Mr. Reynolds and
okay.
get that to him. Sir, if you could state your name and your address?
Ken Hodgson, 8293 State Route 104. My only comment is it open to motorcycle club?
I did not want to exclude anybody who wanted to come, for the sake of getting people here and getting people involved.
I just wanted to say, to not be naive about it, that I have show cars and street runs, and I think it doesn't do nothing to those that we spend a lot of time looking into it. Don't be fooled, because there will be people there with coolers, beer, et cetera, et cetera. So you're gonna need signs, and you're gonna have to kind of watch that and enforce that, because there will be people opening up the trunk with a cooler of beer that have throwing it out with coffee milk for the kids.
Right, yeah.
Extra.
Thank you,
green.
sir. So I take it we're gonna open it up for bikes too?
I would like to open it up to anybody.
Bugs, motors, and bikes.
That's right. It was originally called Cars and Coffee, so some of the paperwork you'll see there, but I just felt they didn't want to
Okay.
discriminate.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you did, and I think it's a good
Got
thing.
lot of nice bikers and,
Absolutely.
I've learned to not discriminate against anybody, so I feel like anybody wants to come participate, their money's as good as anybody else's, so.
Excellent.
I'll
Counselor
welcome
Caplis?
it downtown.
And just one other comment, there are folks that live in that area now, that, before it was all businesses, but there are residents there too. So I think we need to be very sensitive to the,
Right.
cars that might be especially loud, or motorcycles that might be especially loud, and they wanna show off what they're, just how they sound. So I'm just, we gotta be cognizant.
Right. I actually have chatted with several of the residents who live up in stairs in the Canal Commons, and basically everybody that I have spoken to just thinks it's a wonderful
That's
idea,
good.
so.
Great.
And I am aware of that, and, it's probably gonna be an issue that I don't know how you can control it. A car with a big engine in it, the other, everybody will see, not everybody, but a lot of people walk by want to see it and hear it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can encourage that to be kept to a minimum.
Excellent. Sounds good.
That's
Yes, ma'am. State your name and your address?
Marcella Boyer, 86. What if you're at all any concern about if the Harbor Fest weekend?
Mhm.
Good question.
That would just be on the Sunday of Harbor Fest, right?
27th, nothing going on.
Pretty well done.
Because usually they're wrapping things up. I don't see an issue with that.
Actually, it'd be a nice little something for folks to do on
At
that
the end of the
Sunday
day.
for Harbor Fest.
Okay. Is there any other concerns, questions? See,
Pardon? I'm looking for Father's Day kickoff, June 16th. So the weekend,
there you go. There you go.
Miles. His bike doesn't have a motor. His mouth does.
That would be fun. Can't do it.
I'm just looking for ways to.
No, that's
Good for you. Good for you, man.
thinking outside. Okay,
Make a motion.
got a motion on the floor?
I'll second it.
Counselor Myers?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
And we need a resolution?
Chief, would you mind? Okay. Add-on number 3, Councilman Myers received a request from Jake Bouquet, who is representing the Masonic Lodge, for use of a section of East Park on Sunday, July 8th, 2014, after the Independence Day Parade, starting at 3 p.m. I spoke to Legislator Mulcahy. The Masonic Lodge that he belongs to would like to have a little section of East Park to do some readings and to go along with the Independence Day Parade. He's just looking for a small piece. Commissioner, everything you think's okay with that, considering the Independence Day Parade? Yes, I think that would probably be the proper spot for him. And I don't think he's gonna do a tent, he just wants to have a little gathering. Correct, yes, sir. Okay. Any questions?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Is there any other business to come before this committee?
Yeah, one more.
Which one?
Use of public space.
Sorry. There's so many edits. Okay. I have a request for the use of public space submitted by John and Pamela Dowd, owners of vacant land at 39 Bronson Street, located in the First Ward, for a proposed 12-foot by 20-foot apron between the curb and sidewalk fronting Bronson Street as shown on the attached. And Mrs. Dowd is in the audience, and I won't put you through the name of it. What would you like to do, ma'am?
We purchased this strip of land in January. There's no access to it, so we really just would like to have the curb cut so we could, on occasion, we don't want a driveway, we're not building, just need the curb cut. There's a tree in the way too, but that's a different issue, I think. To, on occasion, have access to that piece of our property from Bronson Street.
Okay. The curb cut, did somebody fill you in what you have to do in order to get a curb cut?
Between the road and the sidewalk, we have to either have macadam or cement, is that my?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct also, but the curb cut you need to file with the DPW, $500, what is it, I just call it a $500 bond, and then when you're done doing it and everything's back to normal the way it's supposed to, then the DPW cuts you the money
So we
back.
go to DPW to get the bond paid for it?
Yes.
Through the chair?
Yeah.
Counselor Enright.
Yeah, I've been involved in this quite extensively and worked with her husband, John, on it. He's aware of what he has to do, and I also inspected that tree, and I checked with the tree stewards, and I've also called Jeff Hamill on it, and we looked at the tree together, and it really determined that the tree was mostly diseased up in the center, and I also talked to John that if when the tree would be taken down, he'd plant another tree off to the side, and so that it wouldn't obstruct the driveway. Also, that piece of property, it goes down, it's quite steep, and further on about the middle of it, that's been a problem area for the neighbor for years with skunks and raccoons and stuff getting in there. And John, and there's a tree line that comes down, these firs that are in there that he's not gonna touch, and he's gonna clean all that brush out, make it look real nice, and I think it'd be a great enhancement for the neighborhood. I spoke with the neighbors next door, the Muldoons, and he's willing to help with the project, has no problem. And the house next door is a state home, and they have no issues with it. And the neighbors across the street are delighted and have no problem with it. So with all this work, I feel this is going to be great for the neighborhood, and I'm, proposing to move this forward.
Great. Okay, is there any questions, concerns? Seeing none?
Can I just?
Counselor Capelitz.
Yeah, and Ms. Dowd mentioned about concrete and macadam, and just as a note to the council, I think we really need to look at material we use for paving, that type of thing, and we need to start looking at porous options as well for stormwater and stormwater management. And, because I think there's some really nice options that aren't, that are reasonable, that still show it as green space, but it's still parkable. And I'm just our code so that it reflects that option for you, you know.
Thank you. That's very true. Okay. So no questions, no complaints? Seeing none?
I'll move this.
Second.
Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Okay. Now, seeing no other business,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Counselor Myers.
yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to call the Administrative Services Committee meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Capelitz.
Here.
Counselor Enright.
Here.
Counselor Myers.
Here.
Counselor Van Buren.
Here.
Thank you. Counselor Todd has excused absence tonight. Need a motion to approve the minutes of May 19th, 2014.
Move the motion.
Second it.
Counselor Capelitz.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Thank you. Any old business coming before our committee? Seeing none, move on to new business, authorizations. Caroline Anderson, Animal Control Officer, requests authorization for the mayor to enter into a contract with a new animal shelter veterinarian, as the current veterinarian, Myron Diamond, DVM, will be retiring soon. Caroline would like authorization for Dr. Kenneth Hodgson to be the new animal shelter veterinarian. Ms. Anderson?
Well, as many of you know, Dr. Diamond has been providing our care services to the shelter for many, many, many years. He is now 93 years old,
Wow.
and his licenses are expiring, and his last license to dispense controlled substances is gone this month. It's long overdue. I think he stuck with us as long as he has, partially because we didn't have any other option for the
go there too also, and I'm on board.
Yeah, you look like you look good lately. I would ask, Mayor, if you would, I think Doctor had a great idea, and if we, okay. Even a proclamation at the council meeting might be nice, just to recognize the years of dedicated service. And is Doc Diamond able to still get around, or?
Comes every Wednesday.
He does? I mean, could he come to a council meeting on a Monday night, like Monday? Yeah? Maybe if we could do something for Monday night. Yeah. It'd be nice to recognize him. That's great. That's great community service.
It's the cleanest, I worked in an animal shelter in Long Island for a while. It's absolutely clean, odor-free, it's incredible the job that the girls do with the animals that are there. And I know veterinary hospitals that smell like Belgium, and the Oswego Hospital is really, interior-wise, in great shape. We need some work exterior-wise, and we'll be talking about that down the road over here.
Well, Carrie,
We have plans.
yeah, and I would suggest, Carrie, for all of us, if you want to set up an open house or like a tour, because I don't think any of us all of us have seen it firsthand in quite some time. I think it's probably worth seeing the facility. And I said, I've been, if everyone knows that, Rochester and Lollipop Farm and the reputation they have there, I know that that's what you're working toward, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Slightly smaller scale.
Yeah, I understand. Any other questions or comments on the issue?
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor Myers?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
And we need a resolution.
Carrie, can you get a resolution together for us? Thank you. Item 2, Deb Code City Chamberlain, as Chief Fiscal Officer, requests authorization to sign the Financial Advisory Services Agreement with Fiscal Advisors and Marketing, Inc. to comply with the Dodd-Frank Act required to be in place by July 1st, 2014 for all municipal advisors. Fiscal Advisors and Marketing is the firm that provides services to the City of Oswego for the work with New York State Environmental Facilities Corp., EFC, for the consent decree, and also prepares the continuing disclosure statement pursuant to the Security and Exchange Commission Rule 15C2-12. Ms. Code?
Thank you, Counselor. This is a contract that is currently in place with fiscal advisors. We just need to amend it for the federal regulations for Securities and Exchange Commission. It's required by, as I stated, the Dodd-Frank Act as a result of the events on Wall Street of 2008. We have no option.
Okay. Questions or comments for Ms. Code on this matter?
There's a motion?
Thank you.
Second?
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor Myers?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 3, Tony Leota, a former city engineer, retired city engineer, requests authorization for the purchasing agent to seek bids for the installation of new sanitary sewer, required testing, backfilling, and street restoration of East 10th and a half Street from East Seneca to East Cayuga Street in accordance with the plans and specifications prepared by the city engineer's office, and we have some attachments on this request. Who's going to speak to this one?
Mr. Chairman, I have some.
Thank you, Commissioner.
This was there's a sanitary sewer that is currently discharging into a storm system in the East 10th Street area. And this, we submitted plans to the DEC to have a new sewer installed there, and they've been accepted. And this is the authorization to seek some bids there that were filed. There's 4 or 5 properties on that section of East 10th and a half Street that would need to be connected to the new sewer system. The scope of the project's more than what we can do in-house. So we have a specs prepared, and Mr. Leota ready to go out to bid.
Thank you, Chief, Commissioner, sorry. Any questions or comments on this one? Seeing none?
Move it.
Second?
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor Myers?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
And we need a resolution.
A resolution, Commissioner, could you, or who would do that, actually? This is to seek bids.
Engineer, or Mike Bradley?
Mike?
Can we get Mike to do that? Okay. 24-19-05 in the amount of $0. Funding for this change order is provided in a base contract award under B1-1A for miscellaneous additional work, and there's attachments on that. And this is just an adjustment to, let's see here. Any questions or comments on the change order as it's identified in your packets, counselors, or anybody else? Comments? Yes, sir.
I just have a real question here. When you put a change order in and $0, what the heck does it mean?
If I can, and somebody else correct me if I'm wrong, what we have is we have contingency built into each project, a certain amount of contingency, and you're not actually adding to the total value of the contract, but actually taking from the contingency that's been set aside for change orders. So it's a zero net change. You're not adding dollars to the contract. In this case, you're still using contingency, and there's two items that they're using. There's currently remaining balance is $156,800 in the change order, and what this one involves is installing a new 14-inch gate valve and accessories on the force main because the city's existing valve is not closed, and that's $10,058.66. And the other is to install new aluminum beams under translucent panels to replace the existing support, which is deteriorated. Demonstrate and install the new slide gates for grid chamber number 1 and repair damaged concrete. That's $5,815. Those are the two items. Those are the two items that are a part of the change order.
You can simplify it. If you say that they bid $100,000, okay, that's the bid with the overage. Okay, let's just say it's 5%. This way, when there is a change like that, they can go up to 100,000. So it's when they surpass that, then that's when they would have to come to us with a change order of the work that needed to be done. So this is actually in their bid already. They're just using some of that little built-in percentage that they all do. Unit pricing. I was all new to that myself, so that's confusing.
Any other questions or comments? Mayor, City Chamberlain, Commissioner, did we explain that correctly?
Make a motion.
Second.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor Myers?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Thank you. Transfer of funds, Deborah Code City Chamberlain requests a transfer of funds in the amount of $614 from A1990.0460 General Fund contingent to A3120.0440 Police Contracted Services for Police Department Administrative Support for Code Enforcement. Ms. Code?
Thank you, Counselor. This is a system that Chief Buchanan and myself have worked out to the folks that are doing code enforcement work for trash removal and lawn cutting. Since there is no official code enforcement budget, Chief Buchanan kindly allowed us to use his $440 to reimburse the company.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions or comments? Only comment I have is I'm starting to get the phone calls, and I'm sure everybody else is, about lawns that are not mowed. So, and folks are getting letters, and just understand there's, when people get frustrated because the lawn's mowed and they get their, letter's gone out, they get several days to comply with the order, and if not done at that time, then the city goes out and mows it and charges a fee, an administrative fee, which goes on the taxes. So it's about a week after the complaint is received, and the grass is high enough so we can get another 4 or 5 inches on it before it gets taken care of. So, Council.
Through the chair to the chief, now that I see, your office is taking care of this, is there any way we can get it on some kind of 7-day schedule? Do you see what I'm saying? Of just, we know the problem childs, we know what residents need it done. Because I went through this the past several years where it's the same property, and it gets to be the same height each and every time, and it's really annoying.
I agree, and Much like we did with trash, where, there's only so many, and then no more sending letters out, we just deal with it. And the same with the lawn, if it gets to a certain point and needs to be mowed, you get in there and you do it, and it's save a week and just get it done.
Parking ticket.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you.
Need a motion, unless there's any other questions or comments? Yes, sir.
Is that a one-time fee?
What's that?
That $614, is that?
That's to date, that's just to reimburse to date for the costs for, services that have been provided. So when the code enforcement office was eliminated, the money for, that we use for, violations and taking care of mowing was not included in the budget. So what the chief, we figured out how we're gonna handle this, and the chief has graciously agreed to absorb those dollars, but have it reimbursed from our, contingency fund, essentially. We still need to maintain, to be vigilant on this. Yes, Councilman.
Through the chair. Also, what we do too is when they're mowed, it gets put on their taxes also, okay? Unless it's, obviously county or city owned. And, I think we're gonna be opening up some dialogue with some of the county-owned properties very shortly here with some of the legislators. So if it's not county-owned or city-owned, it actually goes back on their taxes at the end of the year for the homeowner that owns it. So we try to recoup what we've spent.
Counselor?
And the money for this, this is the money that was in the budget, but like the city chamberlain said, because it doesn't have a specific code place, this money is in contingency, so we're going to have the process be that the chief's going to continually refer us the bills regularly. So the money was from the budget that was set aside for that office for this reason. So the money, which kind of whitewashes because of the service fees and fines that he was talking about, is the same that's budgeted yearly and has been for quite a while.
Let's just say this, you don't want the city to have to cut your lawn with the bill you're gonna get. So. Any other questions or comments?
Move it.
A second.
Counsel Capelitz.
Yes.
Counsel Enright.
Yes.
Counsel Myers.
Yes.
Counsel Van Buren.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 6, Deborah Code requests a transfer of funds in the amount of $4,300 from A1680.0440 computer contracted services to A1680.0200 computer equipment for new media equipment purchased for the Common Council chambers. Ms. Code?
Counselor, there is an error in whoever prepared the agenda. The resolution that I submitted also has a second transfer on it, and it is included in your packet there. It requests $5,000 to be transferred from 1010-450
5,000 from,
1010-450 to 1680-200, and it is for the new video equipment in the council chambers.
okay.
Total budget that was decided was $10,000, so a little under that.
Okay. Questions or comments on this? Yes, sir.
This is along these lines. The question is, when do we know if Tom Warner is going to take over wireless? Is there anything been set up with him?
Well, we can give you an update on where we're at.
We're not, we haven't had a response from Time Warner. We reached out to Time Warner, there are some other ideas circulating, so hopefully we'll have an answer soon.
There is a YouTube site, though, that, like the last council meeting was actually, and I'd asked the press or whatever, just, we're gonna start getting, you can see it on YouTube right now, the last council meeting. And, so it is accessible, but, the microphones that you see here, the cameras are all, we never used to broadcast even committee meetings. That's now gonna be available for the public to see. This is a long overdue upgrade. And for those of you who saw what the old council meetings were like, if you go to the YouTube site, you've never seen Miles Becker in more color before. But the quality is wonderful. We still have to work a little bit with our microphones and make sure that, when we're sitting in our council seats and just kind of critiquing on our own, but there's some say this, and I'll state it publicly, Time Warner, we're still waiting on a new franchise agreement with the city of Oswego. It's been over 2 years since we started to negotiate that, and you can put that in the paper if you want to. We're still waiting for them to come to the table so we can have a discussion. We've given them all the information that we have and reviewed those contracts, looked at definitions that are in there that in our minds are important to the taxpayers of this community. It's that franchise fee and the gross revenues that are generated by the franchise need to be shared with the community for which they serve. And those are the discussions that we've had. We're still waiting 2 years later. What has thrown a little bit of a monkey wrench in this is the fact that there's a buyout underway. So I don't know how much that's affected what's gone on with the negotiated agreement, but our mayor is the one that's charged with executing that contract, and I'm sure Tom can speak to his frustrations on this too, if you'd like to.
Yeah, there is, this has been on 2.5 years, and I can't seem to get any cooperation from the charge that ill yet. And it comes to, after it said, they're in the midst of buyout from Comcast, so that may have an impact. It doesn't explain the behavior and how much we'll get their attention.
The unfortunate thing is there's no competition, so you not renew the franchise agreement, you're gonna throw everybody out for free.
It's tough when you're in game and tell. Okay. Any other questions on the transfer?
Move it.
Second.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor Myers?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
And Ms. Code, you'll make sure the corrected, the resolution is fine, is in here. Okay, thank you. Item 7, Mary Banals, Community Development Director, requests a transfer of funds in the amount of $18,618.66 from the CDA contingency account A1990.0462 to the CDA account 6420 account to pay the costs associated with personnel. Ms. Banals?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have a couple of add-ons. This is from Chief DeCare, requesting authorization for the city of Oswego to enter into a contract with the county of Monroe. Hang on here, guys. Do y'all have that agreement? With the county of Monroe, once approved by the city attorney for reimbursement of overtime expenses with regard to the Oswego City Police Department's participation in an upcoming August federal training exercise. More specifically, the contractor shall be reimbursed for overtime backfill and/or the cost of gasoline for vessels to be used in the August 2014 Northern Border Maritime exercise. The exercise is funded through the 2011 Department of Homeland Security Port Security Grant Program award secured by the Monroe County Office of Emergency Management. Chief?
Thank you, Chairman. This originally, our participation is going to be more than just fearful. The exercise is planned to include Oswego on a fairly extensive basis. Now it's going to have more of an active role, so they're requesting our physical participation. In order for us to do that, we require you to bring people in off the ship, requiring backfill, or bring people in at overtime. And we said that all participation would be contingent upon reimbursement of overtime. They sent us this contract, forwarded it to the city attorney's office, who's currently looking at it, and right now they do, also include fringe and fuel costs for that as well. And the exercise is planned for 3 years.
Thank you, Chief. Counselor Meyer said, how do you say no to this one? That's not the intent. Any other questions or comments on this? Motion made.
Second.
Counselor Caplis.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Chief will need a resolution on that one. One other resolution, addition. This is from Michael Smith, Commissioner DPW. Is asking for discussion on the authorization for the purchasing agent to enroll the city in the nationwide purchasing cooperative known as HGAC BUY to take advantage of discount pricing offered through the cooperative. There is no membership fee or any obligation to purchase. Commissioner?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this national cooperative purchasing group program was brought to our attention by one of our vendors. And I've had some discussion with the purchasing agent about it, and I have a copy of the agreement forwarded back to the city attorney's office today for review. So if there aren't any legal questions as far as the city is concerned, I'd like us to become a member of this cooperative and take advantage of some of the pricing that they offer us. In your packet, I put an example of what we're talking about. The first sheet that says Aries, and the second sheet that says J&J Equipment are for the same
Wow.
same equipment, same identical equipment.
7,000.
At a substantial
Yeah.
discount to us. The third piece is a competitor on another national buying program, which we are already a member in. So, it gives us another place to look for some good pricing. We certainly use state contract funds and those kinds of things. This is a similar situation. We need your approval to enter into an agreement with this cooperative. It's through the Houston, Galveston, Texas area. That's where it came from. It's been used nationally by many municipalities and counties.
Counsel?
Through the chair. Just being involved with a few of these sewer issues here in the city with our supervisor, Mr. Revior, this city's in definite need of a camera system. I think this would help our community out real well, especially for our constituents of the entire city, along with the DPW, to pinpoint some areas of concern and to get them fixed rather than hold our breath and wait for a sinkhole or some sort. So I'm definitely on board with this, and whoever did all the work on this, thank you.
And we can thank Mr. Revier for running a lot of this down.
Great. Any other a second just to, so that all the rumors that are out there about things we're not doing with potholes, we could just kind of hear from the horse's mouth as to what's going on?
We continue to fix potholes on a regular basis. I cannot tell you that every single day we fix a pothole. We are working on it every week. We now have a couple of asphalt plants open that are available, so we can do some hot material. We've also tried another project that's come to our attention here recently, and we've used that with some success. And we're going to continue, we're going to get some more of that. And we continue to work with that product. As you might remember, we hired a pothole filler and did the vast majority of Route 104. He was here about a month or so ago. We took care of a lot of the issues on State Route 104. So we are actively pursuing potholes. There are a lot of them.
Now, Commissioner, do you want them all reported to, is there a place where we have a list of like the worst, or, I mean, there's one,
We'll give them your phone number.
I'm just curious, how do we do it?
There are always some that are the worst. There's no question about that. And if somebody chose to report those to us, we'd be fine.
Okay.
But if there's a series of potholes on the city block, or even within a certain area of the city street, it's hard to report all of them. So we just have to kind of make a general. We'll go out and pick a street and work on it as best we can. Well, where there might be a lot.
Well, knowing that Counselor Todd is absent tonight, I would ask anybody that has potholes anywhere in this city to give Counselor Todd a call. He'll have the list. He'll keep the list.
5-2
I know we've done that, as an example, West Seneca and West Cayuga, and in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere, there was a lot of really, really bad situations, and I think that we've addressed a lot of those, as we have in many areas.
I know you have, and I appreciate everything, and I know how hard you guys are working at it, and that's just, it's a,
The pothole thing is just ongoing.
Yep.
May never catch up.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Any other business come? Well, I have one other item here, but before we go into executive session, any other business?
I just wanted to mention that NRG has donated land and lumber for Bayside Gardens on the west side for the community garden. They are still taking names for the waiting list. If anybody else wants to have a community garden, there will be an effort to build more gardens for the season. And if they want to Google the Upfield Community Garden, they can find it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. If NRG wants to donate about 3 or 4 acres on Schuyler Street, we could use a public parking space for that neighborhood too, in front of the tank farm. I'll just let that out. There's an alternate.
I'm just curious, has that been put in any notification in the newspaper about this community garden?
I noted in Facebook and under,
Oh, they're all
I
looking
don't
at
know
you.
if it's a regular press release from,
Right here.
You should be on, you two need to collaborate a little bit more and get on the game, get on your game here. Okay, last but not least, Commissioner.
I will do the resolution for you.
Okay, thank you. Finally, I need a motion to move into executive session to discuss the following: the medical, financial, or credit or employment history of a particular person or corporation or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. Motion to move to executive session, please.
Second?
Counsel Caplan.
Yes.
Counsel Enright.
Yep.
Counsel Myers.
Yes.
Counsel Van Buren.
Yes.
Need a motion to move from executive session?
Motion made?
Counsel Caplan.
Yes.
Counsel Enright. Yes. Counsel Myers.
Yes.
Counsel Van Buren.
Thank you. Any other business come before this committee?
Second?
Motion to adjourn. adjourned by Van Buren and Myers.
Counselor Capua.
Yes.
Counselor Enright. Yes. Counselor Myers.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren. Yes.
Thank you all.
Oh, good night.
Counselor Myers?
Mikey.
Yeah, I have one main mute thing that I can hit. Yeah. Oops, those are turned back